guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Mercedes-Maybach S-Class, the S580. This is locally assembled in India via the CKD route. It gets twin turbos and 4MATIC of course, but the key is a bit basic. It's the same as the regular S-Class. This is to lock the car, this is to unlock the car, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. Other than the fact that it says Maybach here, the key is the same. Come on, Mercedes, offer us a high-tech key like BMW does with the 7 Series. Now to open the engine bay, it's very easy. All I have to do is push it upwards. Again, very similar to what BMW does. You don't have to put any hand on any lever as such, because you have to pull that twice inside the lever to open the hood of the vehicle. Now the engine bay actually has no space, even though this is a V8 model. I wonder how the V12 sits in the S680. By the way, you can see this engine is actually the M176. The AMG models use the M177 and the M178. Now this is actually a factory made engine. The AMG models use a handcrafted engine. Actually it's a hand assembled engine, but yeah, very similar as such. This is where the washer fluid of the vehicle goes, and there is like no space on the inside. How do they manage the V12? I again ask the same question. Anyways, there is insulation here, some number written right there randomly, and let's just shut this. Now this car is based on the regular S-Class, which means everything is the same including the tech, but some things are a little different. First and foremost, it gets the Maybach grille, which has this chrome vertical slats. It says Maybach here. I think this is for the ADAS system probably. Lot of chrome, front parking sensors, there's a front camera as well, and the regular S-Class also gets the Mercedes logo here, but this one also gets a chrome line on the hood, which looks quite nice. The lights are really high-tech. These are digital lights, and you know what, there are 3 main LEDs, but 1.3 million micro mirrors on the inside to refract and direct light accordingly. So light is just amazing. Like the light through at night is just fantastic. It has this blue tinge on the inside. It says Mercedes-Benz here. Now this is actually the DRL of the vehicle, and you know what, it does a nice dance when you unlock the car, and also does a dance when you lock the car. So that's quite nice at night of course. Now this is where the indicator is, which takes the place of the DRL. Again, this is the same as the regular S-Class, so the width is also the same, which is slightly more than 1.9 meters. But in terms of length and of course height, it's slightly more than the regular S-Class. When compared to the Maybach model, the older one, this is actually longer, wider and taller as well. In fact, the length is almost 5.5 meters and the wheelbase is almost 3.4 meters. It's absolutely crazy. The height is slightly more than 1.5 meters. It's a very long car because the wheelbase has been increased by 180 mm for the Maybach model. Now the thing is, these wheels are standard wheels. These are 19 inches. You can opt for 20-inch wheels, which will cost you an additional 5.77 lakhs. I suggest you don't do that. These are the Maybach dish wheels, or you can call them the thali wheels. They look really nice and classy in person. It says Maybach here on the wheels. I love the design. I even love the way the lug nuts have been done. In fact, the tire size happens to be 255/45/19. Now the thing is, it's got parking sensors almost everywhere. It's got a camera here, and at night it actually projects the Maybach logo on the floor, which is quite nice. The regular S-Class actually projects the Mercedes-Benz logo. You get this chrome line here. You get chrome all around. Look at the kind of chrome they have used on the car. It's absolutely crazy the kind of chrome has been used on this vehicle. And the door handles actually light up at night when you come near the car. So when you unlock the car, obviously they light up, but when you come close to the car also they light up, just to be sure that you have the key in your pocket. Yeah, it does all that. There is the Maybach logo placed here. So this car has got a lot of Maybach logos. This is where the fuel goes, and it tells you what should be the tire pressure you should maintain right here. Anyways, the wheels at the rear, same size, so it doesn't get a staggered setup of course, and there is chrome here as well. Again, parking sensors extend all the way. Now the exhausts are slightly different when compared to the regular S-Class. This is actually for the rear fog. The lights are beautiful, but you know what, when you unlock the car, the light does a dance. When you lock the car, the light does a dance again. So the level of attention to detail is absolutely phenomenal. It says Mercedes-Benz here on the inside of the light. You get this chrome treatment which extends all the way, and dynamic swipe indicators which swipe from the inside to the outside. In fact, it has Mercedes-Benz logos on the inside, which are not that easily visible either. Now you get rear parking sensors of course. There is the towing hook of the vehicle, and the camera actually comes out from here, the hidden camera which is there in all Mercedes cars. Now the exhausts are real, so Faisal Khan's fingers of truth will actually stay away from this exhaust, but the real exhausts are actually on the inside, but outside we have this beautiful covering, again very similar to the GLS 600 Maybach. You get you get this chrome line here. You can see the floor is actually quite nicely concealed. You got dual exhaust, or rather quad exhaust in this car, unlike the regular S-Class, which actually does with a single exhaust. I think the S400D which I drove had a single exhaust. Now it has got a lot of tech, but before that let's open the boot of the vehicle, which means I press a button. It's obviously a power tailgate, but because it's got a slew of speakers and amplifiers and subwoofers, this space has been occupied here. Now that is the warning triangle. Yeah, I think that's for the toolkit. There's a first aid kit here, and there is a 12-volt charging socket right there. Meanwhile, below the boot floor, there's a spare wheel, which is obviously not a full-size wheel. In fact, the tire size happens to be 145, 80, 19. But there are these compartments to keep stuff. So I think, various things have been kept at the moment. The boot is decent size. It's not really big as such. And then, of course, you get this thingy as well, which is there in most Mercedes cars nowadays. Now, the warning triangle has been placed here on the top. There is this light on both the sides, and this is to actually close the boot. So here I press this button, and there the boot closes. So power tailgate, of course. Now it has a sensor. In case there's your hand, it will open on its own. There's a high mounted stop lamp here on the top, but the real reason why you're watching this video is to know about the rear seat comfort. So first and foremost, door handles go inside when you lock the car, so that aerodynamic efficiency improves of this vehicle. So I can just press this to open it. I don't know why it's shut. It decided to do it on its own. So here I'm going to use the key. Probably it's going to open here. Yeah, come on. So yeah, there it comes out. So that was like worrisome. I'm like, keys with me, car is locked itself and decided tum bahari raho aaj. Anyways, let's open the doors. Now there are actually 5 ways to close the rear doors and 3 ways to open it. The most easiest way is just tap it like this, and there the door shuts. That's the easiest. Okay, 2 of the ways are actually very similar to each other. Now obviously it gets this soft close door functions wherein it automatically pulls the door inside, which is there for all the doors, but the front doors do not have this function. By the way, the new BMW 7 Series has this function that all the 4 doors can be electrically operated, and obviously this feature was first seen in the EQS from Mercedes-Benz, which was for the front doors, which actually dates back to Tesla's Model S, where the feature is actually copied from. Now it says Maybach here, which actually illuminates at night, and this car has got 253 LEDs on the inside. It's also got something known as active ambient lighting at the rear for the interior. What it does is basically, if you're opening the door from the inside and if it senses an obstacle, this whole thing will blink red to alert you that no, it should not be done, and it obviously stops the door from opening so that it does not go and hit anybody. That is crazy attention to detail. Now this car has got 13 airbags, 6 on each side, and the 7th one happens to be here for the driver's knee. Yeah, that is the knee airbag for the driver. Otherwise, the first airbag is here, the second one is here, then there's another one here, and yeah, it continues all the way behind. So let's just shut the front door, because I'll show you. It has got an airbag here as well. It says airbag right there, airbag, and airbag here, plus there as well. So it's a proper curtain airbag, and then it has a belt bag as well. So that's like whatever I showed you on the right side, same is replicated on the left side as well. Now because the wheelbase is longer, there's a lot more space at the rear, but this car has not got the rear seat, what do you call, first class package or something of that sort. I don't really remember the name, but what it does is it gives you a center console in the center, which also enables you to opt for a lot of other things like a refrigerator, champagne flutes. I think refrigerator costs almost 2 lakhs, champagne flutes almost 5 lakhs, and then you also get cup holders which can be temperature controlled. So all this is there in the center console, which makes it amazing. So there's privacy, of course, but the problem is, even without it, this car is just a 4-seater, because you can see the transmission tunnel is humongous. 3 people cannot sit in comfortably. You can see under thigh support will be poor for the center passenger, of course. So that's a bit of an issue. Now it gets Napa quilted diamond shaped leather seats. Absolutely amazing, the amount of leather in this car. It's like crazy. So I showed you one of the ways to close the door, and now once I get inside, I'm going to use this. I hope it works, because usually it's difficult to operate. It's called the Royal Wave, wherein I wave like this to close the door. So yeah, it works sometimes, it doesn't work sometimes. You need to get a hang of it. I think this system will be perfected over generations, Come on, close yourself, don't disappoint me. Oh yeah, it says airbag here only. This car is like a airbag machine. It's like a balloon of sorts. Now this royal wave, I'm not doing it very royally, so the car is like, nahi. Oh, there you see, there it happens. So you just wave and there the door shuts. So that's another way to shut the door, and then another way to open it and close it is with this button on the top. So I press this button to open it and I press this button to close it as well. So yeah, and the other ways are in this system wherein you can press a button and do that, which I will show you in a bit. Now first things first, if I press this button, there opens this blind on the top, but I'm just going to shut it because it also has a gesture mode. So it has some 3D laser reading which helps the car to realize that, you know, I want to open it. Only thing is this gesture is not that easy. Yeah, oh my god, I made it work and then it kind of messed up. So here I just keep swiping up. Yeah, there. Oh my god, Faisal, just don't be impatient, just do it once and leave your hand. Okay, here I'm just like doing it repeatedly. So yeah, there it happens. So with gesture, like there's sensors here, there are multiple sensors here and here, like a lot of sensors in this car. And there opened the sun blind at the rear. No, that's about it. That's the maximum. Okay, it opens all the way. Now I can also retract the rear blind like this by pressing a button here. So this is to retract the top sunroof blind. The sunroof does not open at the rear, of course. This is to retract the sun blind for the rear windscreen, and this is to control the power windows. This is for the right and this is for the left. And when I press this button, I can, you know, shut this sun blind as well. And even for the quarter glass, they have a separate sun blind. That is the level of attention to detail, and you can see lot of leather. Almost everywhere they have put in lot of leather. Now the good thing is, if I'm sitting here, if I put my hand here, the car is able to sense and turn on a light right there. Now it does it at night, but yeah, it has this interior assistant wherein if you put your hand on the other side, it's able to understand that and automatically turn on the light on the other side. So that happens almost everywhere in the car. Even if you're sitting on this side, it happens on that side and stuff like that. Now this car has rotating tweeter. So this tweeter also rotates at the rear. So it has got 30 speakers and it has got 8 exciters in the seat. So 2 on each seat and 1 on each side. It basically vibrates and gives you a sense of the music and feel like bassy. This actually is the 4D system from Burmester. Now we will actually play the audio system at the end of the video so you can enjoy the audio quality of this car, because it's got a 1750 watt Burmester 4D sound system, which is absolutely amazing. But you see, because of this hump, people are not comfortable at the rear in the center, of course. And there are 2 USB-C charging sockets, 2 HDMI ports as well. And this car has a total of 6 USB-C charging sockets. Like I was telling you, Maybach logo is here along with an airbag and magazine holders as well. These are 11.6 inch screens on both the sides, part of the rear seat entertainment package. In fact, if I put this down, here I get another screen, and this is where the refrigerator usually goes. But right now there is absolutely nothing because I'm not opted for the refrigerator package, because some of these options are actually difficult to get in the locally assembled models, which is obviously a lot more expensive. You can see the ambient light goes all the way. The ambient light is absolutely amazing. But first things first, we are going to recline the seat, which means all I have to do is press this button, and there you can see the magic happening. Now this seat actually reclines by 43.5 degrees. That seat can go all the way ahead. Once it's 90 degrees, it can go further 23 degrees as well. Now since this has gone all the way ahead, the headrest will recline. The angle of the screen at the rear will also change so that the person sitting at the rear can comfortably see it. And now you can see this thing goes up, the leg rest, the seat reclines all the way. The seat also extends further, so under thigh support is not an issue, and then gives you utmost luxury. The footrest will also come out from there. This is going all the way up, and the massage also happens from here, I believe. Yeah, there it comes out. Now we have a bed here. In fact, this seat belt also actually it moves ahead so that you don't have to go all the way behind. It's just easier for you to wear your seat belt. That also happens, and this also blinks at lower speeds. Has this red color inside. Absolutely amazing. Isofix child seat mounts, of course, and you can see speakers almost everywhere. There's a speaker here, you name it, speakers everywhere. And the speaker is so important now that they could not give one big fat panoramic roof. They had to have this thing in the center, so it becomes a 2-piece unit, of course. Now let's actually use this, but I think, you know, before that, let's get to the other side and use it, because that's how it's going to be fun. But before that, let me actually open the rear door, which means that I have to, I have to get into settings. I believe this is where the function is comfort, and operate the convenience doors. By the way, these convenience or comfort doors cost I think 1.88 lakhs. I press this button here and there the door opens. So that's another way to open the door. In fact, The same system is available at the front, so the chauffeur can also open your door. You can also open your door using the screen and using this button as well, using a gesture as well. So there are like so many ways to actually open and close the door. Like if press this button, there the door closes. Yeah, now the thing is I want to get out, so I just don't want that to happen at the moment. I'm just going to open the door. I love the way this whole system has been done. Now, height adjust seat belts at the front. Meanwhile, if you want to turn off the air conditioning, very easy. I mean, the air vents can be turned at the rear. Just press this button and it gets activated. AC vents here in the B pillar, AC vents here in the center as well. There is a hook here, of course, which is very important, and you can see the dashboard. It looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, Burmester speakers. There's good amount of storage space here as well. Really high quality cabin. Love the ambient lighting on this car. Lot of buttons here. Obviously, you cannot recline the driver's seat to make a bed at the rear, because if the driver sleeps, then you have to pray for your life. But you don't really, because it's got 13 airbags and obviously it's rated very highly in terms of NCAP. Now all I need to do is just press this very lightly and there the door shuts. Isn't that freaking amazing? Okay. Now let's get to the other side and try to sleep here, which means opening the door. The door actually opens wide enough, but still not as wide as one of the hatchbacks in India made by an Indian car maker. Here you get an ashtray, which by the way again is very high quality, but I don't know why all German car makers actually promote smoking. They should not have ashtrays or cigarette lighters in their car at all. And here again everything is the same as the other side which I showed you. However, there are two additional buttons right here. So this is actually to move this seat. Okay, so you can control the front seat completely from here. This to unlock the car, this to lock the car, and beautiful door handles, piano black finishing, really high quality material. I love the quality, absolutely amazing. But you know what, these controls to adjust the seat, they are very soft, so you don't have to press the button. You just like tap like this and it happens. So here I want to put this up. Now another thing is that I have put this up all the way. Okay, here you see it's going all the way up, but the difference here is that if you open the door of your side, of course, then this will automatically go down, because the car realizes abhi to is bande ko nikalna hai car se. So since you're exiting the car, you will not want this down. So we are going to sit on the bed, which means I have to remove my shoes first and then get inside. Here we are, and then I'm just going to wave so that this thing shuts. It doesn't really work all the time, so I'm a little disappointed with this, but I believe over time this system will obviously get better. The royal wave is not as royal as I expected it to be, and then now it shuts. Now just put this sun blind down so that there's more light on the inside. You can see someone as tall as me. There is great amount of legroom, knee room, amazing under thigh support. Headroom is also very nice. These pillows are really very soft, so utmost comfort on the inside. Light placement here on the top, of course, and there's a mic placement here as well. Crazy amount of comfort, isn't it? Now if I want to get back to the regular position, all I need to do is press this button. You've got memory seats. You can save up to 2 people setting. Now this is the unique bit of the Maybach model. Other than that, everything else, like everything there, is similar to the regular S-Class. Now, okay, the screen is moving up because it decided to do so all of a sudden. I'll show you that screen in a bit. But this is a 7-inch, I think it's a Samsung tablet, which has a lot of functions. From here also, I can actually open the door. Yeah, I can open the door from here as well. Let me just remove this. Let it come in my hand. Oh my god, so the comfort doors can be operated from here. So this is like the 6th way of operating the comfort doors. Amazing, isn't it? Let me just press this button. Okay. Oh, so this function is right now not available, but whatever you get in the front screen, now you can operate almost everything from here as well, from this screen too. So all the usual setting bits, comfort, ambient lighting, phone, radio and all that. Now the same thing can be operated from this screen, from this screen, from that screen, from that screen, from the instrument cluster I meant. So you know what, they have like 5 screens which do almost everything that you want. Now when I open the door, okay, check this out. I open the door right now and I expected this thing to recline. It should understand. Maybe when I close the door, it will do that. So we're just going to shut the door at the moment. Yeah, and there, soft closed door puts it back inside, and there automatically it was reclining. Okay, let me just shut the door again. It's too mainstream Faisal to shut the door. Just press this button and let the car take care of itself. I've done that, and as soon as the door closes, this should recline. Okay, it has a mind of its own, but usually it does the same. So anyways, there it's reclining now, so that it's easier for me to get in and out. I'll just press this button to put everything back into place. There the footrest actually goes inside and the seat will recline back into its own position. You know what, when the seat goes all the way ahead, it actually gives a warning to the driver saying that be careful on your left side, the front seat is all the way ahead, you might not be able to see it. It actually gives you that warning. How intelligent can a car get? Well, the Mercedes S-Class actually shows you how much. Anyways, These carpets are also thicker so that less noise comes on the inside. Okay, the level of attention to detail is absolutely next level. So we are just going to get inside because I want to operate this screen and show it to you. So first things first, everything which is there in the front screen is there in this rear screen as well, which means it's entertaining enough. You can see a lot of information. You can obviously get inside and also get massage. So when I get into comfort, there are a slew of massage options here. I'm just going to name them: hot relaxing back, hot relaxing shoulders, and mobilizing massage, activating massage, classic massage. Wave massage is like really nice, that vibration which goes through your spine. Calf massage, workout backrest. Now you can also adjust a lot of things for the seat, like the position, lumbar and all that stuff. Side bolsters too. Ambient light is absolutely amazing. You can decide the colors. You can also decide what effects you want. Okay, that's cool. Then adaptive rear lighting, light modes. So reading light, work light, 2-zone light. Here, okay, I cannot activate everything at one time, but basically what it does is that interior assistant is able to sense when I use my hand. So yeah, that's kind of cool. A lot of these functions are there. Lounge light, I'm just going to turn on that, why not? Amazing next level lights. And there's something called Energizing Comfort. It's like a program to relax you. It plays music, it plays massage, it turns on seat ventilation, heating according to which one you have actually selected. It also plays something on the screen. So yeah, if I decide I want it on the left side, there you can see, I think the seat massage and all is turned on. It show me this graphics, just to soothe me and make me feel comfortable. I'm just going to shut that for a moment. Let's do one thing. Let's actually increase the audio so that these tweeters actually come outside. Yeah, that's so cool. Let's actually turn off the audio so the tweeters actually go inside. So yeah, there it goes inside. Now whatever I was saying we have seen in this screen, you can also get into air quality. It's telling me what is the air outside. It says unhealthy. Inside it's moderate. It has a PM 2.5 air filter. It has an air freshener as well, because of which there's this sort of smell inside which is really very soothing. So I think we've done a lot on the rear. It's an absolutely fantastic rear seat, but only thing is I just hoped we had that center console here with all those things like storage and tables and like whatever. Anyways, you can heat your seat, you can cool your seat. So these are the buttons for heating. This is actually for heating, this is for cooling. So when I turned that energizing pack on, it automatically turned on the heating for the seat. There's this hook here. Now let's get outside, which means I have to wear my shoes. Never mind. It's an absolutely fantastic car for rear seat experience. It's like one level above the regular S-Class, which means I'm just going to press this button. It says Mercedes-Benz here on the door handles, which are obviously finished in chrome. Now let's get here. Now the interesting bit is that there is no knee airbag for the co-passenger. And here you can see it gets a cooling function. Glove box is actually decent size, but here is the canister for the perfume. So it says number 12 mood. So this is from where the perfume thingy works. That's quite nice. The glove box is actually decent size, but too much is stuffed inside at the moment. Yeah, we just shut this. Now a disappointing thing is that it has this sort of a finish which is not really welcome on a Maybach model. Maybe they should have put wood inside. There is a storage space here with a net. There's a secret storage space here behind the tablet screen, of course. And beautiful seats at the front with this amazing soft pillow as well. Now let me just use the soft close door to shut this, and there it will automatically go inside. So these wipers are amazing with this Mercedes-Benz logo right there. It tells you I think the chassis number or something of that sort. Right here says Mercedes on that screen. Yep, on the windscreen it has this Mercedes signature as well, and multitude of cameras here on the top as well. So yeah, this car is loaded with a lot of tech. Now when I come to the driver's side, I realize that although the rear seat occupants have been pampered, the driver has not been spared at all. He is also pampered. So you've got memory seats, you can save up to 3 people settings, and this is for actually operating the co-passenger seat. So you can also operate the co-passenger seat. So the co-passenger seat is the worst seat to be in because the driver can operate it and the person sitting behind can also operate it, which I have always maintained. You can also turn on the heating as well as massage, which means not massage, cooling, because massage is operated through that screen. So if you hate them, you just turn on heating in a hot weather climate. And you know what? Memory seats actually remember the position of the steering wheel as well. So you see the steering wheel is actually going inside. The under thigh support is increasing here. That's fantastic. This glows at night, like I told you. It gets a dead pedal, it gets its Maybach specific pedals as well with Maybach logo on it, and really beautiful done, high quality stuff right there. In fact, at night when you unlock the car, that's the welcome of the ambient light. In fact, even the headlights do a sort of a dance, which I first saw on the EQC, but now it's regular on almost all Mercedes models. The seats are really fantastic. In fact, it gets something known as dynamic seats, which is from AMG, of course. So when you corner left, the right side will kind of support you with the movement. So that is also there in this car. So I think being a driver of this car is more rewarding than being a co-passenger or passenger. Just kidding. Now these tweeters also move, so that function is also available here. Now it gets this beautiful way of operating all the controls, specifically for the mirrors, because they have this haptic feedback and sort of a touch. Now if I want to shut the mirror, I just press a button, I can shut this. These are power window controls, one touch up and down. This is to lock the car, this is to unlock the car. Again, beautiful quality Burmester speaker. This is to open the boot of the vehicle, and door pockets actually big enough. You get this piano black finishing here. This is to roll up the rear sunblind. This is to child lock. So once you child lock now, the people at the rear cannot open the sunblind also, forget opening the windows. So that's completely shut. These are the controls for the headlights. It obviously gets automatic headlights, and let's get inside. Now again, they have this button to turn on and off the AC vents, so it just makes things easier. So soft closed door for the win. Everything here is the same as a regular S-Class, other than the fact that it has this Maybach specific screen. So when you turn on the car, it shows Maybach logo here as well as here on both the screens, and when you turn it off, the way it turns off is also slightly different, but everything else remains more or less the same. Now you can see the ambient light is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely next level ambient lighting. Really very nice. I love it. In fact, at night it looks next level only. Mercedes has hit the ball out of the park in terms of ambient lighting. In fact, if I increase the temperature, just notice there this red bar actually goes from the inside to the outside, because I've done it on the co-passenger side. Now if I do it on the passenger side, it will go from here to there. And similar thing happens when I reduce the temperature. So a blue thing is going to move, and it depends who's doing it. So again, blue thing will go from here to there. So yeah, we're just going to, okay, I'm already on the lowest temperature. So yeah, look at that. How freaking cool is this? This is like next level. This is for the stop start system. This is the engine start button. And you know what? There is some storage here along with two USB-C charging sockets. Here you get a wireless charging pad, and there's an ashtray here as well. In fact, there are twin cup holders. There are two USB-C charging sockets. This is not the wireless charging pad. This is where you keep your phone. This is the wireless charging pad, which is ahead. Yeah, this is actually ahead. Now quickly what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into settings, because no, not in settings. This is a little confusing for me. So I press this car button here, and I press the comfort doors. Now I'm going to open the rear door. Here you see I can actually open the rear door from the front itself, so the driver can also actually operate the rear door, which is quite cool. Yeah, there it is opening all the way. Yeah. Now we're just going to go behind to close the door. Actually, I can close it from here. I can press this button, I can close the door from here, but I wanted to show you another thing, which is there in the touchscreen of this vehicle, not the touchscreen, sorry, in the rear center armrest. There's a wireless charging pad here, and there is this phone holder. I think you press this button, there's this phone holder, I think, right there as well. So really next level stuff. The connectivity in this car is even better than Rolls-Royce. Trust me, Rolls-Royce does not stand a chance in front of the Maybach, the S-Class, the latest one, in terms of tech at least. But in terms of luxury, that's a different ballgame, especially the Phantom. So we can maybe compare this with the regular Rolls-Royce model, which happens to be the Ghost. Okay, now steering wheel says Maybach here. It's a very nice unit to hold. It has this leather finishing, rather it has wood finishing along with a lot of leather. It is also electrically adjustable both for reach as well as rake, and there are these beautiful paddles. The lever is also really nice. It has this metal treatment, but this plastic should have not been there. In fact, this car has very little plastic. You can see some plastic here. You can see some plastic here as well. But other than that, this car has very little plastic. It's like full of leather as such. Now, these are haptic controls. These are the controls for the audio system. This is for this screen on the left. These are the control for the cruise control, and these are the controls for this screen here. It gets an electric parking brake, which has been placed right here. In fact, browsing these screens is very easy. Now this happens to be a 12.3-inch screen, so I can just press a button here and browse through it, and I can also change the colors if I so wish. So yeah, you have got multiple colors for this screen too, but only thing is this is not very easy to operate. I do not like the way these buttons have been done. The older one was just so much better. So here, this was understated. This is the sport version, and then once you're in this mode, you can obviously browse through a lot of stuff, like, you know, there's engine data and stuff. But the de facto mode should be this one, the Maybach mode, which looks quite nice. And then again, you can browse through a lot of information, like, you know, it also gives you eco display and stuff. You can get into audio system. Yeah, the maps are really next level. And then this happens to be the classic display. Again, you can browse through a lot of information for the multi-information display. This is the navigation display, which also looks quite nice. And this is the assistance one, which actually shows you other cars and just helps in, like, the ADAS system shows how it's so beautifully done. There is another service display which shows you the tire pressure monitor. This car does not get a heads-up display which is there in the S680, so that's something which is missing on this car. In fact, on the instrument cluster, you can notice that the RPM, rather the tachometer, goes to 0 RPM at certain speeds because the engine shuts off and goes on a vacation. So forget cylinder deactivation. This has engine deactivation to ensure fuel consumption is reduced thanks to mild hybrid tech. So EQ boost takes over there. Now, this is very easy to understand, so there's not much I have to get into because I've already explained the screen, and then while driving I'll change all these modes as well. The horn is really nice, but you can't hear much on the inside, so I'm just going to roll down the window. Now listen to this, okay? Yeah, it is actually loud enough, really loud. Now, this is the mainstay of the car. This is a 12.8 inch screen. It is OLED, yeah, OLED. You know what? The ambient light, this screen, and like usually not seen in most cars, but even in the brightest of sunlight, you can see almost everything. That is the quality of screens here. So here you can get into like the drive modes. So yeah, this is very easy to operate. This is the specific Maybach mode, which I've like touched right now. So yeah, it shows you Maybach. Meanwhile, this is for the parking camera. Now it's a next level camera with multiple modes. It also senses when someone is around and automatically changes the camera view, and I can obviously, you know, turn it around like this. So the 360-degree view, a bird eye view is very nice. Only thing is everyone around looks much more bigger in this camera view, of course, and then you can obviously decide automatic wherein depending on the situation it will automatically turn around to show you views. Now you can also save GPS positions here, which is quite nice. So the camera is like next level. Like look at the level of quality of this camera, unbelievable. In fact, if I turn on the indicator, it is seen here. That is a level of attention to detail. If I press brakes, no, that is not seen, but the rest is seen, and I can zoom in wherever I wish. Wow, this is the next way of actually admiring your car. Anyways, it's got parking assistance as well. It will detect if there's a parking spot, and once it does, it will tell you to leave everything. Just press this park button. You have to keep this pressed, then the car will automatically change gears, turn the steering wheel, and park you in a position. Now, if I get into this car button, there are a lot of settings. You can turn off ESP from here. You can raise the vehicle level, manual shifting, parkotronic. You can actually turn on lane keep assist from here. Comfort doors, which is basically to operate the rear doors electronically. You can block from opening the boot, and this is to lower the head restraint. So when I press this button, there the head restraints actually go down. So when you get into reverse, the rear sunblind definitely goes down so that you can see what's happening at the rear. And this is like a swipe. So you just like swipe it, and there this thing opens. Now obviously this particular roof also opens in this car, unlike the one at the rear, which obviously cannot open. So we are just going to swipe it once again, and there it opens. It actually gets in a lot of airy feeling inside, but do you really need it? No, because the cabin is so bright. You can actually opt for, this will go up here because that's the maximum this thing opens. Yeah, that's the maximum it thing opens. So anyways, I'm just going to swipe and close this. So the thing is, this you can opt for either beige, which is there in the current car, or brown, or there's another color which happens to be black. So these are the only three options for the S580. For the S680, the sky's the limit because it's a fully imported model. Anyways, here I can just browse through this and get into all settings. So various settings here inside this car, the usual setting bits, and you can configure a lot of things. It obviously gets Mercedes-Benz's MBUX, Mercedes-Me. So MBUX is here, Mercedes-Me is the connected car tech. This is to close the rear sunblind. So if I press this button, I can close the rear sunblind as well. This is auto dimming mirror, sort of frameless as well. And you get multiple lights here on the top. So you can just press this button to activate the light, of course. Everything is very simple and easy, specifically this screen. So I get into settings, which I already did before. So we're going to get out of settings. Apps, comfort. Now comfort has a lot of things. Like I was telling you about the massages, a lot of massage options here in comfort mode, and you can decide whom you want it for, and you can change the intensity as well for the driver or the passenger. Now you can get into seat, and you can get into seat kinetics, which is sort of a small massage, and then you can adjust the lumbar. You can adjust multiple things there. It's moving. I'm not sure if you can see it. Now ambient light has multicolors. It's like 64 colors for the ambient lighting, and then you can get into multicolors, which is again slightly different, and then you can decide how you want the brightness, if you want any effect as well. And then energizing comfort, which is something which I showed you at the rear as well. Now this is for phone, this is for radio, this is for media, and this is for info, which actually tells you what's the consumption like. Very Maybach like thingy to see. It shows you how much accelerator and brake you're pressing at the moment. Yeah, all that information is also there, and how the power is being consumed by the engine in terms of power and torque. That again is very cool. So the usual thing which you've seen in the regular S-Class, and these are the buttons for the climate control, air conditioning system. Now everything is reliant on touch as such, but yet it is absolutely amazing how it's been done. It's really very nice. I love it. Now this is for the hazard light. This is for the sensor for the fingerprint. So you can actually configure the car according to you, and then save it in a setting, and then it goes to your profile if you put your fingerprint, and there are multiple ways to actually operate it. This is the volume control, and this is to turn off the screen. So if I press this button, I can actually turn off the display. That's cool, but it won't turn off the air conditioning display, of course. In fact, if you open a particular door, there's this nice graphic in the screen which exactly tells you which door is open, and obviously it's got connected car tech, which I was telling you, and voice commands as well. Hey Mercedes,
how may I help you?
Navigation. If you notice, when I was talking to Mercedes, this ambient light was changing, and then navigation is absolutely beautiful because, you know what, okay, it's taking some time to load, but let me just zoom in, and there you can actually see there is the Maybach model standing in its exact position as well. How cool is that? Let me center this at the moment. Why is it not zooming? So that zooming option could be a little better. I think it's thinking something at the moment. What are you so thinking?
I'm sorry, but this function is not available in this vehicle.
Look at the quality of the maps. Absolutely fantastic. Now, there's good amount of spray on offer from the wipers, which you can see. Now, it also gets something known as intense cleaning. If I keep this button pressed for 3 seconds, okay, here I keep it pressed for 3 seconds, there it turns on intense cleaning. Slowly, the wiper blades will go up and then spray this water. Now, this water will remain here for 30 seconds. In fact, it will say intense cleaning activated for 30 seconds. The car is smart enough to understand if I start driving the car, it will automatically shut the intense cleaning so that, you know, I can see what's ahead. I can just cancel it by pressing a button here. These are the controls for the wipers. And this is for the indicator as well. I think intense cleaning should shut any moment now, and as soon as that happens, we're just going to get out of the car, and then I'm going to use a couple of more features. By the way, you can lock the glove box if you so wish, because you obviously have a lot of prized possessions which you want to hide inside that glove box and not show it to everyone. There, intense cleaning shuts off, and then it does a delayed wiper swipe as well. Anyways, let's get out of the car, which means when I turn it off, you can see it has this beautiful Maybach display, and immediately this comfort door display comes so that the driver knows what he has to do next. Now let's get outside. Oh, it's so breezy outside. Let me just like leave it like that, let it pull itself inside, and there it shuts. Now we're going to use the key to lock the car, and there it locks the car. The mirrors can be, you can decide if you want the mirrors to shut. If I keep this button pressed, okay, the windows will definitely roll down. That's something which you would obviously expect from a car this expensive, but I'm just going to keep it pressed right now and see that happen as well. Door handles have obviously come out. So sometimes this feature doesn't really work as per plan, but yeah, now it does. So there, window comes down completely. The sunroof also opens completely. So that's something, I don't know how many people actually use this feature, but yeah, it's kind of handy, especially when the car is hot. But then when you have Mercedes-Me connected car tech, you can actually turn on the car remotely using your phone as well, and the Mercedes-Me app. Here I'm just going to shut the windows. Of course, there everything rolls up very fast in this car. Like, there is a sense of urgency for almost everything. There it shuts. Now the thing is, let me open the boot by pressing this button, and there it opens completely. But you know what, I can't keep this button pressed to close the boot. I have to go and press. Oh no, I can actually do that, so that's also cool. I don't know if it has this gesture thingy. If I come here and I wave my foot, I'm sure the boot will probably open, but yeah, there it opens. But I'm not sure how many owners actually have the time and patience to do this sort of a dance. When I turn around to take the seat belt, this thing actually comes ahead because it is able to sense that I want to take the seatbelt. So again, this is gesture operated. A lot of gesture bits inside this car. Let's just turn on the screen. So when you turn on any of the screens, it has this Maybach screen first. This is going back inside because it realized I don't need a seatbelt anyways. Now these are actually the controls for the air conditioning system at the rear. It's showing me the air quality here, PM 2.5 air filter as well, and then obviously it's a 4-zone climate control air conditioning. I'm just going to shut it at the moment. Let's just open the door of the vehicle and let's get out, because there are a couple of things I forgot to tell you at the front. Firstly, there's this light placement here, puddle light. Okay, then let's just shut this. Okay, there it shuts. I just hope there was a way to open the door from the outside as well. That would be so cool, electronically of course. Now there's this sort of a thingy which I don't even understand what exactly is this, and the center AC vents, the position is such, there's sort of a reflection here on the screen. I'm not sure if you can see it, but while driving in bright sunlight you can see it. You want to shut the vents or change the airflow, okay, speed, this is the button to be used for the same. Now let's just shut the door here. Now there's a sun visor here. When you open it, there the light actually turns on, and then you can actually remove this sun visor from here because there's another visor, so that is going to block the sun to a great extent as well. That's kind of nice. Now there's actually a 12-volt charging socket here. It's hidden, of course, here below it's there. And the steering wheel gets the heating function. There's a button for heating on the steering wheel. Now this is hidden, so you only see it from the co-passenger seat, the steering heating button. Meanwhile, when I turn off the car, and when I turn it on as well, the seat actually moves. That's right, just so that it's easier for you to get in and out. So you just want to keep this open, and there you can see the seat is moving behind, the steering is going up. So all this also happens. Like, the level of attention to detail is absolutely phenomenal in this car. And of course, the sun visor on the driver's side also has the same thing. There's a light here, and then obviously you can open 2 of them to block as much sun as possible, but because the window area is so huge, you really can't block much. Let's start driving right away. All right, we are all set to go, which means first and foremost we are going to be turning off the air conditioning of the car. Ventilated seats are always on because it's so hot right now. Let me just turn it off on the left side as well, which I can obviously control from here. I'm going to reduce the ride height of the vehicle by pressing a button here. I'm going to turn on manual shifting. I'm also going to get into sport mode right now. So just get into the car setting, manual. I'm going to engage again because once I got into sport mode, that kind of turned off. ESP, I'm going to turn off as well. Yeah, that is some guards. And I'm going to shut this as well. I'm just going to turn on information here, and here the parking camera is also on. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard light off, and off we go. Absolutely crazy performance. The car pulls so nicely and fast, which is unbelievable because this is all about luxury and comfort. But trust me, in sport mode, there is a different character altogether. So what is powering this S580? Well, it happens to be a V8 engine, the 4-liter twin turbo unit known as the M176, which is different from the M177 and the M178, which powers AMG models. What is different here is actually this engine is made in the factory. All engines are made in the factory, Faisal, but this is not handcrafted, okay, or hand assembled like the AMG engines, which follow the one man, one engine philosophy. So that is the difference here. Now, it produces 503 horsepower at 5,500 RPM, and the torque output is 700 Newton meters between 2,000 to 4,500 RPM. The result is there's good amount of punch in the mid-range, and then in the top end, it kind of becomes vocal. Where is the only spot in the whole power band that it becomes vocal, because it's super duper silent. This engine has been tuned purely for refinement and smoothness, and it absolutely excels. You cannot hear the car at idle. You cannot hear it in the lower end of the rev range. And this one also gets EQ boost, which traditionally offers 22 horsepower and 250 Newton meters more, but here it offers 20 horsepower more, not 22 horsepower. The result is that low end lag is very well contained. It has a nice pull almost all given moments, and I have to actually raise the vehicle level because we have come to a speed breaker. That's why I've kept this menu open at the moment and not put sport displays. You have to angle the car over bad speed breakers because long wheelbase, of course, and long length as well, which is cumbersome to drive this car in the city, yeah, in stop-go traffic. But the problem is there's some confusion happening here. This car has a bit of an issue of ground clearance in the city because of big speed breakers, and out on the highway the issue is with the ride quality, which I'll come in a bit. It says compressor is cooling, so this whole ride height increase and decrease is not suited for our climate for sure. Get on the throttle, the lunge is immediate. You know what, turbo lag is very well contained thanks to EQ boost, which ensures that low end punch is very nice because obviously electric or battery power comes instantaneously, resulting in good amount of grunt lower down the rev range. Mid range is very nice and smooth. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes 4.8 seconds. The top speed is 250 kilometers per hour, which actually brings me to the S680. You know why? Because that's the flagship, the V12. Why would you buy the V12? Because the V12 actually offers an additional 110 horsepower and torque output is 200 Newton meters more. It does not get EQ boost, but output is similar to the S650. The result is 0 to 100 kilometers per hour comes up in 4.5 seconds, and the top speed is the same, 250 kilometers per hour, because the speed has been limited. Like, Mercedes doesn't want Maybach owners to feel that they have been driven at a very high speed by chauffeurs while they're sitting behind and cracking some business deals. That's the reason top speed is limited to 250 kilometers per hour. You are telling me I'm paying 87 lakh rupees more just for 0.3 seconds faster time to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour? That doesn't make sense, does it? Well, actually it does, because it is unbelievable the way the V12 engine pulls. You don't even realize when it hits its top speed, and it maybe even crosses the top speed, because I remember in my dreams when I was driving the S650, it reached a top speed of 275 kilometers per hour, and I didn't even realize it because that is the level of performance. Okay, I have activated manual shifting, but it does absolutely nothing because it will make a shift when it decides to do so, which is around 6,000 RPM. Shifts happen very fast but very smoothly. Not AMG fast, but still fast enough, and it's extremely smoother gearbox. This gearbox is so private that it does not want to tell you only when it's shifting gears. It just does it एकदम शांति से, पता ही नहीं चलता. Okay, anyways, you know what, the ride height automatically reduces once you hit 100 kilometers per hour, and then I cannot raise the ride height unless and until I drop the speed below, I think 60 kilometers per hour. So we're just going to do that, and here the raise vehicle level thing will get activated as I come below 60 kilometers per hour. And there, yeah, it now lets me raise the vehicle height, which is very important because it's able to clear a lot of speed breakers. Only the real bad ones, the ones which have been made because of some anger issues, the people around who are staying have, that they're like, ऐसा speed breaker बनाएंगे कि तुम्हारी गाड़ी टूट जाए, उस पे ये गाड़ी टूट सकती है, ठीक है, नहीं टूटेगी नहीं, but it scrape its underbelly and then it kind of hits your heart, it pinches really badly. So that's something you really have to avoid. So you're just going to change the cluster mode. Here I get into sport and get into the throttle. The smoothness with which this engine pulls is unbelievable. I cannot believe only the way it performs is so freaking awesome. The level of smoothness and refinement unbelievable, and the level of pull also absolutely crazy. Trust me on this, I love it. But I don't know why they have this manual shifting option when this car wants to shift any which ways whenever it feels like. And even with ESP off, it does not flinch an inch because there's such good amount of traction, because obviously it is a 4MATIC system, so power is being channeled to all 4 wheels. You don't even know when the power is channeled. You don't even hear road noise, you don't even hear tire noise, you don't even hear engine noise, you don't hear wind noise, you don't hear any sort of noise because double glazed windows, really thick glass, and then you know, at the rear wheel arches they have done more insulation. They've put a lot of stuff material just to cover and insulate it even further. In fact, the insulation level is just another level. Like, this car isolates you from everything. That is the level of smoothness. And then you get into the throttle, people will not even realize when it's pulling so hard and fast that, okay, can you see this? This thing turned red. Firstly, it gave me this warning, blind spot monitor warning on the outside rear view mirrors, and then if I give an indicator, it also blinks the ambient light there telling me no, you are not going to do that. Okay, amazing how the ambient light actually works in conjunction with the safety system. In fact, it is even there for the ADAS functions. It has autonomous level 2, of course. There, you see, it blinked there to tell me no, you are not going to do that. And obviously it's got lane keep assist as well. So yeah, there, lane keep assist. It's got evasive steering assist as well. So if there are some cars parked ahead or come to a halt and then you're going to go into them, you can obviously brake. But if it realizes that braking would be disturbing the owner who's cracking a deal sitting at the rear, it can take evasive action by turning the steering wheel as well. That's kind of crazy. Now we're just going to get out of this menu at the moment because I want to get into the info, and you can see, I mean, some fingerprints are there of course, but onto the throttle. Very smooth. The performance is unbelievably smooth. This is the actual instrument cluster which most owners would use because they don't care at all about what is exactly happening in terms of speed and all. They're just gliding along, just enjoying life, and yes, that's how it functions actually. So yeah, unbelievable performance in sport mode. It's super smooth, and there are 4 modes on offer. So there is sport mode, which I've already shown you right now by driving in sport mode, of course. Then there is a comfort mode, which is all about comfort. So you know, there are 4 things which actually change: the engine and the gearbox, which is known as drive. Okay, and then there is something for the suspension which also changes. So the engine as well as the suspension can go into comfort, sport or Maybach mode, and then the steering wheel and the ESP are the other 2 parameters which can be changed, and they go either in comfort or sport mode. That's it. There's no Maybach mode for those. So we're just going to come to halt. What is exactly a Maybach mode? It is Comfort Pro Max. Okay, hazard lights on here. Instrument cluster mode has to be changed. We're just going to get to the classic display at the moment. I'm just going to come out of here and we are going to launch complete aggression ke saath, which means I just press this car button here. ESP has to be turned. It's already off, yeah. Manual shifting is also on. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Getting into info here. Revving the motor, vehicle, and off we go. 100% accelerator, huh? Hazard lights off. What a smooth build-up of performance. Absolutely stunning the way it is able to gather pace. It's just another level. Trust me on this. But there's some issue, and unfortunately that is with the ride quality. Firstly, the ride is absolutely amazing. There's no denying the fact it's an absolute amazing car in terms of the ride. It's so smooth, it's so refined, and the suspension is so soft now that it's absolutely crazy. And I've said absolutely so many times that I don't know what to say next. So what I'm going to tell you is that straight away we are going to get into the comfort mode, and then there's comfort with a diamond, which is actually the Maybach mode, which makes it even more comfortable. Like I told you, Comfort Pro Max. Okay, here we're just going to turn on engine data, And now you can see that the car becomes even more comfortable because the suspension becomes even softer. So the suspension in comfort mode is soft, in Maybach mode it is softer, and in sport mode it is slightly less soft, but the suspension is soft only. It's like really very soft, like crazy soft suspension in this car, because this car is all about the ride quality. Now the ride is absolutely amazing at low speeds. Okay, in the city you will not feel an inch. Bumps, rumblers, strips, nothing can be felt inside. That is the level of smoothness of the suspension and the compliance and the ability to absorb and gobble almost everything in its stride. But that is in the city. Out on the highway comes the problem. The suspension is very soft, which gives it this, I would say, wafting feeling on good roads, which is nice and enjoyable as well. But on bad roads, the problem is you encounter a bump ahead. Okay, the front suspension takes that hit, the rear one is not ready for it, and then the rear takes. So, you know, because of the length of the car, the front wheels are in another country and the rear wheels are on another planet. So then the ride is not in conjunction at the front as well as the rear. You are getting what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that the wheelbase is so long, the car is so long, that this car definitely needs Mercedes' e-active body control, where cameras and radars are able to scan the road ahead, identify bumps and make changes to the suspension accordingly. That thing is not there in the S-Class in India. It is available abroad, it is available in the GLS Maybach, but not there in the sedan version. I think it really needs it. But you know, the ride is actually good because of the 19-inch wheels on this car, which obviously has a high sidewall, resulting in good ability to absorb bad bumps, and that's the reason why the ride is so good. Optional 20-inch wheels, please do not get it, okay? This is not meant for India. I remember when I was driving the old S650, I had a lot of issues with tires and punctures because obviously our roads cannot cope up with the lower profile tires. And in an S-Class, well, it's all about the ride. It's the feeling of being the king on the road. That's why I've turned on navigation data. Not that I care where I'm going, but still. So now fuel efficiency of this car is around 5 to 7 kilometers per liter, which is kind of respectable. But the V12 version will return lesser fuel efficiency. It will return somewhere around 3 to 6 kilometers per liter, and that is the one actually which needs EQ boost. This one does not, but this one has got EQ boost, which is okay, fine, does the job and all that. Like manual control is of no use here. This 9-speed torque converter gearbox, like I told you, super smooth, like बहुत ही मक्खन है gearbox. I love it. Okay, and the steering wheel is actually very nice as well. Like, okay, when you turn it in Maybach mode, you can feel the roll, like car goes left, right, tilty, wilty and all that stuff. I remember there was a curve mode in the old Maybach. I think something of that sort probably is there for the leaning ability, but yes, there's a lot of body roll and you can feel that roll whenever you're driving the car aggressively. When you drive it sanely, no issue as such, but the handling is actually quite nice. For a car of this size, it weighs 2,300 kgs. It is 5.5 meters in length, or probably more. The wheelbase is almost 3.4 meters. This car is absolutely easy to drive, and obviously a lot of systems which help the car, especially, you know, parking is not as much of a bitch as you would expect, because yeah, it has got this self-park function, so many cameras and stuff which always help you. And then when you're stuck in traffic, you realize this is why you paid so much money for this car, which is priced at rupees 2.8 crores. Usme se 7 lakh rupees you're just paying for the insurance of the car. 21 lakhs is the registration charge for the car. And then if you opt for the V12 version, you're still paying around 21 lakhs for registration, but there you're paying 12.5 lakhs for insurance. That's a lot of money. But you know what is the biggest gripe with the S580? It's assembled in India, which is a good thing as well as a bad thing. The bad thing is, because it is assembled in India, you cannot customize it. And yeah, if you customize the 680, you can spend up to 68 lakhs in terms of customization. Like the paint scheme alone, the dual tone option is 17.5 lakh rupees, which means that if you're looking for customization, the S680 is the default choice, but it has a bigger waiting period because, you know, allocations for India are limited. S580, you should get it by Diwali. The S680, you will get it next year because, you know, allocations are less and demand is more because people want to customize it. The price difference, like I told you, is around 80 lakhs between the 580 and the 680. The 680 is priced at around 3.57 crores. This is 2.8 crores. But when you kit it completely, it's going to be costing you 4.25 crores. That's a lot of money. But think of it this way. You know, the regular S-Class launch edition was priced at around 2.5 crores. So this is like 30 lakhs more for the Maybach. Complete worth the money. But the disappointing part is, because it is assembled in India and not imported completely, you cannot get rear wheel steering. Now, since we are stuck in traffic right now, it is the apt time to actually experience the camera. The camera is wow here, absolutely beautiful camera. And the best thing about this camera is, depending on what's around you, it is able to change the mode of the camera as well. That's kind of nice. I can see people in real time. Wow. And right now, since we're driving in Maybach mode, I need to tell you a couple of things which happen in Maybach mode. Firstly, it reduces the ride height of the car. Yeah, that's right. It reduces the ride height of the car. Why would it do that? It doesn't do it in comfort mode. It does it in sport mode, but it does it in Maybach mode as well. Anyways, along with that, it also starts the car in second gear instead of first, just to be smoother. And you know what? If I was using Mercedes' route-based speed adjustment function, I would not be in this jam. Using other Mercedes cars as a reference, this car's navigation is able to get to know about traffic conditions ahead and accordingly alter the speed of the car when obviously you're using adaptive cruise control. Something of this sort, this system is to avoid traffic jams. It's a little complex for me to also understand at the moment, and considering not so many Mercedes cars are using the Mercedes-Me connected car tech at the moment, it's not really easy to identify how that system works. And talking about systems, like I was telling you about this slew of systems in this car, specifically for the ADAS functions, they can be turned off. You can turn off everything from the blind spot monitor to the automatic emergency braking to the forward collision warning, as well as obviously the lane keep assist. But when you turn off the car, all the systems will still be turned off except the active brake assist, which also has a cross traffic function, and it actually works quite nice. They have really tuned the system so well over time that it no longer feels abrupt and out of place, making a lane change no problem at all, because I have actually turned on another version of the instrument cluster wherein it's an AR based system showing me other cars on the road and telling me if someone is in my line of sight or if I need to apply brakes. It works fantastically well to highlight other vehicles on the road. You can see it right now. It's very nice, especially at night. It looks even better. And the good thing is that in case someone is in my line of sight, it is obviously able to automatically apply brakes, show them in red, show me in green and all that stuff. So we are playing with colors, and it actually shows trucks properly. Now, I had witnessed something similar in the BMW M8 long back, and then I was in total awe of the system, and I think this is the first time I've seen it in a Mercedes car. I think I've seen it in the regular S-Class, of course, but in the Maybach, a lot of things are very similar to the regular Mercedes S-Class. It's just that you get the Maybach version for the bragging rights, and you get the V12 over the V8 in spite of the fact that the performance isn't that drastically different, only for the bragging rights, which is very important when you have that kind of money. There goes the camera automatically changing modes depending on the condition, and there again it switched. By the way, the pedal has been configured in a way that there is no jerk whatsoever when you're driving this car, and even when you're trying to crawl in traffic, all I do is leave the brake pedal and it just does a fantastic job, taking things very easily, gathering pace very slowly and then going ahead. Now, it also has active noise cancellation, which plays low frequency sounds in reverse to ensure that you don't even hear that inside the cabin. I've not yet stepped on the throttle, and I love the Maybach mode. That is the mode which I usually drive in, but you know, I'm the person who would prefer sport mode. Here, clearing speed breakers is not an issue as such, but taking a U-turn can be a bit of a pain in your rear, because yeah, turning radius is massive. The size of the car is massive. It really needed rear wheel steering, which is an optional extra for only rupees 1.81 lakhs for the S680, but unfortunately they cannot assemble that system in India. That's the reason we are not getting it in the S580 yet, but we might get it in the future. Now obviously it has also got adaptive cruise control. Since there's a corner ahead, let's get hard on the throttle. Look at it, taking it easy in terms of responding. Yeah, it does a good job for sure. Meanwhile, okay, I can feel the judder on the steering wheel because lane keep assist is getting active, but yeah, it's still not as aggressive as what I've seen in some of the cars. Okay, here we go. Now come on, turn and show me that you have got it. It's showing that red marking here, which is kind of nice. It's going to drift to the left slightly. Will it be able to manage that lane? No, we are too late for checking that out. Anyways, back onto the throttle. I think we should just get out of the Maybach mode. It's really nice and smooth and all, but sport mode is the place where we should be. And immediately I can hear the sound change completely dramatically. It becomes a little bit more vocal as well. What a fantastic car. The kind of attention to detail really baffles you. Like, Mercedes has gone next level in terms of making the Maybach feel worth the price, because it costs almost, there's the steering wheel is like turning very aggressively. It costs almost 1 crore more than the H350, which costs 1.87 crores on-road Mumbai. This one, like I told you, is 2.81 crores on-road Mumbai. Come on, turn. It's just blinking, but it's not doing anything. But yeah, it can do a lot of stuff in terms of autonomous driving, which is kind of cool. Now, the S450 costs 1.96 crores, so you end up paying again almost 84 lakhs more for this particular car, for the Maybach. Is it worth the money? Trust me, it is. If you think that the S-Class is not enough, you need to get the Maybach, because it's another level. More space, more comfort, more tech, more performance. It's just absolutely amazing car. Like, wow. It's telling me to put my hand on the steering wheel. It has this nice symbol. Like, all the graphics are just unbelievably good. So now we're testing adaptive cruise control. I've set a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. I can decide how much distance I want to maintain from 1 car length to 4 car length, and I've done 4 car length at the moment. There's a truck ahead, so it accelerates till 81 kilometers per hour and automatically starts applying brakes because that truck is also slowing down. So we've come to like 60 kilometers per hour. The truck takes a left, goes into the third lane, which means my lane is free right now. The car understands that, picks up pace immediately again, and off we go. What a beautiful system. And then, because obviously it's got lane keep assist as well, I'm just going to dial down the speed to like 50 kilometers per hour. We are coming across a corner. Come on, lane keep assist, do your thing. It is doing its thing. It's applying brakes because I've actually reduced the speed at which I want to cruise, and then that's the limitation of lane keep assist. It cannot keep going on and on and on and on because that's a safety requirement that you cannot just leave everything and go to sleep in a car. So yeah, the system is suspended right now, but yes, adaptive cruise control works fantastically well. And then when you get onto the throttle, you realize it reaches high triple digit speeds in no time at all. So guys, this is my vlog of the Mercedes-Maybach, the S580, the S-Class of S-Classes. And I know the vlog has been really very long, but we need to launch it one last time. But this time we are going to do it in sport cluster mode because I think that one looks the best. Now there's a 3D version of this as well, which costs additional money. In fact, I'm just going to put a sheet here where you can see the cost of almost everything. 68 lakh rupees mein you can easily get Mercedes GLC, the GLA or the A-Class. You can see the cost is like absolutely crazy, but then it is absolute, what would I say, top class customization options from Mercedes-Benz. So we are already in sport mode. It tells me that there. We're just going to get out of this at the moment, and I just press this car button. I actually find it very easy to operate this. Initially I was like, oh okay, it's cumbersome and all that stuff, but yeah, they have done a fab job. Manual shifting on, ESP off always. There's no point, even if it's on, nothing's going to happen as such. And here we are going to come to a halt on the left, which means hazard light has to be turned on. Brakes are very nice, by the way. I forgot to tell you about that. Very smooth, very refined. And strong too. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, rest to 2300 RPM. It upshifts slightly under 6000 RPM, doesn't even go to 6000 RPM, and we know this engine goes like crazy till 7000 RPM in AMG models. So beautifully tuned. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button. I really put crazy amount of effort to make this vlog because I just love this Mercedes car, and I know in a few years time there's only one model which really excites you in every segment, and in the luxury segment it is this one. I love it.
Down, try to keep me down. Out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones. Go break all of my bones. You won't make my soul. You can't get to me.